Hi everybody, and welcome to our very first installment of Cooking with Chris. I'm sure you remember Chris Wardell from season 1 of Ultimate Kettlebell Camp. One of her biggest strengths, apart from being a kick-butt kettlebeller, was her recipes. She would bring in the best ideas to keep us all interested and fun, and she just has a great way with food. So we asked her if she would come back this season and be our resident chef, and she said yes. So a lot of you probably already know her on Facebook and Spark People. If you don't, friend her today and follow what she does because it's awesome. She's successful with this program and she's amazing with food. So thank you so much for being here with us. One of her biggest fears in life is public speaking, so she's dying here. So we appreciate even more that she's willing to overcome her fear today to share some of her recipes with us. Today we're addressing salad dressings and toppings for food because salad dressing has been the contentious issue this first week of LiveFit Revolution. So she has a really simple vinaigrette that you can change up different ways. We're going to do that one first. And then a little like salsa style dressing that you can put onto chicken or fish or even have with salad. So Chris, over to you. Show us your basic vinaigrette.
Okay, the basic vinaigrette, we're going to start with 2 tablespoons of the apple cider vinegar. That can be replaced with any type of vinegar, but I think that would count toward your allotment for the day, right?
This would indeed
count. So if you could get it in a way that tastes better, I say go for it. So I'll pour that over here. Okay.
Great.
That. Then we're going to add our mustard. You can omit the mustard if you don't like the taste, but it helps to bind the oil and the vinegar together. So you'll have to keep shaking it up because it will tend to separate. So we're going to add a teaspoon of mustard. This is a half a teaspoon.
Okay, you might have noticed this is actually on the board behind us, and we'll make sure that it's on the website as well. It's just behind Chris right now, but that's okay. Chris, step to the side just for a moment so people at home can see. Here's the recipe. It will be on the website. Also, you'll notice when we use the oil, this is 8 servings of oil, 8 days worth in this dressing. So if you use this dressing twice in a day, you can use just over half a tablespoon for one salad and half a tablespoon for the other salad, or 1 tablespoon of this dressing is your entire oil allotment for the day.
Right.
Just so we're clear.
And can we use any type of mustard?
We can use any type of mustard that does not have any sugar in it. So ingredients for a really simple plain mustard, it doesn't have to be the one with the seeds, but the ingredients should pretty much be apple cider vinegar, which is funny, organic mustard seeds, horseradish, and sea salt. If there's anything else in there, particularly sugar, it's not a winner.
Do you know if French's mustard has sugar in it?
I don't. I'm not good brand by brand. You've just got to read the labels and make sure that there's no sugar. So Chris has put the vinegar and the mustard in here, just those 2, and you're whisking
Yep, and I'm whisking them together. And then we're going to slowly add the oil to this mixture.
See, I already learned something. I didn't know you had to whisk that bit first. I used to just throw it all in and shake it. And
that's the way I do it. I'm not a chef, but that's the way I do it.
I've eaten her food. It's amazing.
Okay. And we're going to do a half a cup of olive oil.
So we only have a 1/4 cup size here, so I'd recommend using the 1/4 cup twice rather than trying to eyeball half of the bigger cup because it's way easy to overpour.
Okay, and I'm just going to slowly add this in. And it's not a precise recipe. You can make it the way that you like it. And I taste constantly while I'm making dressing.
I wish we had smell-o-vision. It smells so good here with all the stuff.
Okay, whisking that.
1 more of those.
Okay.
I don't know if you can hear the growling that's on camera. My dog is in the studio today and she's hanging out with some of our friends on the couch over there. She's getting a little excited with the rope toy.
Okay, so there's our vinaigrette.
Okay, so our vinaigrette is ready.
I don't know if you can see that.
I don't know if you can see down into it. It looks pretty good.
Okay.
It actually kind of looks creamy with the whisking of the oil.
Yep, and if you put it in the fridge, if you do make the whole week's worth and put it in the fridge, it will separate. You just need to whisk it up again before you serve it, obviously. But the mustard will help with that a little. Once you mix it together, it'll stay combined for probably about an hour, and then it'll start to separate again.
Okay, now you said we can change this up a little bit. You said we can use salt and pepper and different herbs. Show us how much.
Okay.
Because those of us that do not cook, you tell us, oh yeah, just throw some herbs in, and we're like, well, how much and which ones? And
right.
So walk us through the salt and the pepper and the herbs.
Okay, for the salt, just a small pinch of salt. I usually don't use salt at all, but I know a lot of people really like it. So I would just use a little tiny bit of salt.
So we're talking just a few grains
yeah.
here. She barely picked any up at all.
Right. And then I'm a pepper lover, so I would put a ton of pepper in this. Since we can't have peppers, you can have
only
black
for the
pepper.
6 weeks. So there's less than an eighth of a teaspoon of pepper that just went into there.
Right.
It's really not very much at all.
You can see it though, and it
Yeah,
smells
you can
fantastic.
definitely see it.
Okay. And then I like to add basil and just a couple of leaves. Here. I'll take that one and that one.
Okay, so you've got 2 decent sized leaves of basil. And then what do you do?
I roll them up because I like to actually be able to taste it. I think if you chop it too fine, then it kind of disappears. So I roll it up like this and do little ribbons of basil, and then just kind of coarsely chop it like that, and then add it there. Do the same thing with this one.
She's so tidy with rolling the basil. I bet she wraps really nice birthday presents.
I try very hard. Okay. So this is more of a basil vinaigrette, but you can add rosemary, thyme, whatever types of spices that you like. I prefer fresh, but you can use dry.
And either one are fine on the nutrition program. You can have as many herbs as you want. Herbs and spices are great. Now, if somebody is more of a dill person than a basil person, we have some dill here. Just break some off and show us how much, because dill for me is easy to overdo. We've got parsley as well, so if you're using
I would say just a couple of sprigs of dill for my taste.
Okay.
How much do you usually use?
You know, I overdo it.
Oh, okay.
I do.
I don't know. Do you use the stems?
Mm-mm.
No?
Well, I don't.
Okay.
I feed them to the dog.
I add everything, but I never know if I'm doing it right or not. Okay, so just coarsely chop this and add
You wouldn't
it.
believe how close to her fingers she gets with that knife. I'm like, oh boy, if my husband saw me do that, I would be in so much trouble.
Okay. I've never tried the dill and the basil together, so I don't know how it'll taste, but
So, and just re-whisk and you're done.
re-whisk it.
Awesome.
And this is kind of a tricky vinaigrette. You can do just the basic recipe, add it to your salad, or you can add these herbs and make it nice and chunky.
Awesome. Okay, so that was super simple. Being asked to come around and actually show that to you. I don't know how pretty it looks on camera, but it smells amazing.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. So take us through this salsa topping.
This is what I put in all of my salad when I was part of UKC. I lived on this stuff. It, to me, gives me that salsa feeling without the jalapeno or the serranos, obviously. But if you add a little bit of chili powder, it gives it a little bit of kick. And it's just a little something to change up your salad and help you to get your daily allotment.
Mm-hmm. Get to your goals, absolutely.
And here's the recipe here. So we're going to use a half a cup of cilantro that we've already chopped, a 1/4 cup onion, a 1/4 cup tomato, which for us was just about 1 Roma tomato, a tablespoon of lemon juice, and then a little bit of chili powder.
And we did put the ounces in here as well. So if you're, measuring onion over 2 parts of a meal or something, a 1/4 cup of onion is about 1 ounce, and a 1/4 cup of tomato is about 2 ounces. Okay, so show us how this looks.
Okay.
Should we use this to mix it up in?
So here's our onion. I'll go ahead and add that.
I don't think we measured that one. We were after a 1/4 cup, right?
Yeah.
I measured the 1/4 cup and I threw it right back into the big bowl with everything else.
I did a 1/4 of an onion. So let's put that back. Okay.
Okay, so 1/4 cup, 1 ounce.
There we go.
And then the tomato we did pre-measure, and this is a 1/4 cup, 2 ounces.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then our cilantro. Here.
Okay, also pre-measured, and that's a lot of cilantro. This is going to go a long way.
There's a lot of space in here.
Oh, do you want a bigger bowl?
Is that one bigger?
Yeah, a little. I've never measured cilantro. I had no idea what kind of volume we were talking about, and I brought all my cute little stuff.
All right, there's our cilantro. Okay. And then we're going to do our 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Get a lemon here.
Okay, why do you rub the lemon? What's that do?
They say it kind of makes it juicier. I don't know, a habit, I guess. I watch Food Network. Okay.
So if you want to squeeze that into here, and then we'll be able to pour it and measure it.
I've never used this before, but...
This thing is great. This was worth every penny.
Okay, like that?
Yep, and just crank it together, squeeze it straight in.
Oh, wow. I thought I was going to have to use a lot of muscle. I guess
At least you have it to use.
I do. Okay.
Perfect.
Alrighty.
Okay, so here's this and your...
Oh, there it is. Okay, so we're going to put in our tablespoon of lemon juice. Which a half a lemon gave us just a little bit over that. There we go. And then our chili powder. And again, this is to taste, whatever your preference is.
She'll be using quite a lot.
Yeah, I like spicy, so I'll use a bit. And then let me stir this up.
And that's it.
And that's it. Simple.
Holy cow, that's it. What'd that take? About 2 minutes?
Yeah.
And there's quite a lot here. I mean, it's almost a salad in itself. This could even be a couple of servings worth.
It'll keep in the fridge for 3 or 4 days, too.
Great.
Alrighty.
That looks really good. So that about wraps us up for episode 1 of Cooking with Chris. She'll be with us a lot through this season. Like I said, find her on Facebook, find her on Spark. She's amazing with ideas and, you know, just ways to turn this nutrition plan into a really interesting way to eat that you can incorporate for a long time. Thank you.
You're welcome.